All right, everybody, it is March 16th. This is the Chef Infra client Triage. Today we're going to go over some PRs and issues. We will start with the Chef repo and probably continue to other repos from there. All right, so I will start off by closing my 7,000 open tabs. And then I will share my screen. Firefox. All right. Cool. We can skip the first two because we actually triaged those offline. For anyone who's curious, this was to replace some PowerShell with OHI data. There's an actual even better way we can do this, but this will be a nice little speed up win. We won't be showing out every time to get the PowerShell version. We'll just do it once, which is awesome. We'll save some runtime in Chef. And then the other PR was to make it so when we template out some of our things like cron.d entries, that when they say this is templated by Chef, they'll say this is templated by whatever the branded thing is, or use our disk constants. So I gave a little bit of feedback on both of those, and hopefully we can merge them in soon. The next one is 9490, which is mine. This is really just applying the same cleanup that we did in Workstation. Slightly tweaked a little bit to get around the fact that the cleanup was trying to delete files in the Chef utils folder and the Chef config folder, and that was making it fail. But it gives us a nice little win. I'm waiting on an ad hoc build. I suspect it'll be fine. I'm just waiting to make sure that this version and auto test stuff isn't going to break anything. It shouldn't, because the version files aren't actually used by anything. But yeah, this gets us a significantly smaller Chef client. So this should be pretty cool for install times. I'm curious to see what it means on Windows, where all that stuff has to get Windows Defender scanned. I think it's terrible. The next one is also mine. I'm not sure if I finished this, to be honest. I can't really remember what I did on Friday. The world's been a little weird lately. This is the simple ulimit resource. There's two ulimit resources that are in the ulimit cookbook. There's this one, and there's user ulimit, and then there's domain ulimit, which I think is actually ulimit domain, oddly in the naming. But this is the simple one that allows you to do just like simple ulimit stuff. I didn't put any descriptions in it, but it's basically just the stuff from the cookbook. I do need to copy the template over, so this actually is not done. That's what was missing. Without that template, this will not work. I'll whip this then. Well, not done. Get in there. But yeah, that'll be a nice little one to have in Chef. It's all property driven, which unfortunately means if more ulimits come out, we got to add more properties, but it's still cool. The next one is 9484, which is Lamont's.
Oops, where is it?
9484?
Yeah, I'm still looking at ulimit.
We need to, should I create a cop that looks for people that are chaining notifies onto the log resources?
Yes, you should.
Okay.
So
that is a Chef 16 breaking change.
Yep.
Because there's definitely people doing that. I'm curious how many, but like there's people doing that.
So, and like I tried to write here, the worse that problem is, the more we need to fix this.
Yeah, I mean, people shouldn't be doing that.
Right. Well, so not only just because people shouldn't be doing this, but we gave people a solution to turn this off optionally. But if anybody does that, then they break all of those cookbooks.
Wait, say that again? We gave people a solution to turn it off. Because you can turn that off right now. Okay.
You can turn it off right now. There is a
nobody does that.
resource updates. No, well, somebody asked for that, and it's been periodically, it comes up in feedback that people really want this. We built that for somebody. So somebody
Yeah,
wrote
I mean, the
on.
ideally in the chef world, like people can do lots of logging in their logs, but they
Right.
don't right now because then they get all kinds of turds into automate.
Right. Well, it's not just that though. It's not just turns into automate, and it's not just that the number is not zero. But like there's this switch, and if anybody actually uses this switch,
Yeah.
they're going to break every community cookbook that has a notify hanging off of a log resource.
Yep. But I mean,
Um,
like me as an author, I would have put a lot of logs into my cookbooks.
okay.
But the non-zero number is annoying because like sometimes you do use that to gauge like changes that happen. Like
Right.
it would be nice to just be like, it's just logging. Like it's
Yeah.
not a no, there's no resource to converge there. I just wrote to the log.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so if you look down in the bottom of this, you can see where I was using that trick in a lot of our integration tests for notifications and stuff like that. And so I had to go fix my own code. And it just consists of basically looking at,
Notify groups.
yeah, notify group and changing it to a log.
Yeah.
Um, so, and so Phil was asking about, what was Phil asking? If the default is only a notifier, why are you saying an action on them? What? No, you have to have a note. You have to.
The default was nothing on those because you're notifying to the notify group. Otherwise, it would be pointless. Yeah, as much as this is a painful change, I support this painful change. This is the right thing.
Yeah. I think I just answered.
Did the provider get deleted here?
Did the provider get deleted?
Why is there not a provider mapping in that resolver spec anymore?
Oh yeah, because I also custom resourced it at the same time. Right.
Where? Scrolling.
Yeah.
It's got
So
the action.
yeah, the implementation is libchef resource log.
Is the provider just not deleted?
Maybe I forgot to delete the
Okay.
log.
Yeah, I think we're probably still shipping the provider.
Oh, wait. So how does it not get? Oh, because it calls the action on the resource, and then that's going to wire up. So we just have a provider class kicking around uselessly.
Yeah, you should go delete that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's interesting. That didn't break anything up. That's easy to fix.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we should do this. And I will, wherever my whiteboard pen is. There's one. I'll get a cook style rule for that. I'm hoping to maybe do a cook style release today, which is the major version release. I don't know when that'll get pulled into workstation or whatever, but 6.0 can have that because that's a pretty easy one to write. That's just there's some helpers for that to look for things that look like resources that have a certain property and notifies it's just a property, so it'll alert any of those and explode, which would be great. I'll scan the repos that I have locally too, so I can kind of get an idea of what that customer impact might be, but hopefully not much. Yeah, and we got it tagged, so we'll be able to write release notes for that. All right. I don't know if we want to look at this whip from MSys. I'm not sure what's, probably test is what's left on it. Man, we gotta get Cheffish passing.
That's really frustrating. Cheffish is passing.
periodically it doesn't, like half the time.
Oh yeah, that problem, yeah.
I wanna apply that terrible RSpec retry thing to it, where it just like retries anything that failed, because it's all just like random timeouts that are like, the real solution is to kill Shellfish, but
yeah.
all I do is go in and click retry on them. I would love if a computer could click retry for me.
So this flips the default to false. So we no longer request a PTY.
Yeah.
So we were requesting a PTY.
What's the impact on not requesting a PTY on the Linux machines?
That would be my question.
I'll be honest, I have no understanding of what that actually does. Like in terms of SSH, I get the concept.
So
I think it's mostly for use cases with sudo. If you don't have a sudo TTY allocated and your sudo profile doesn't allow for it, you're going to get rejected.
Okay.
yes. So yeah, I think that may require anybody who does like -- sudo or whatever on Linux to include SSH PTY. And so we're probably going to get a bug request for the fact that that's super annoying. And in general, on Linux, this should probably be turned to true as a default.
What would be worse if when someone passed sudo, we default this to true, or if we just said Windows users needed to turn this on manually?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking Windows users need to turn this on manually, or else you need to have the default be nil, and then like magically, if it's nil on Linux, you get it. On Windows, you don't.
How do you know if it's Linux or Windows though?
This is for the PTY. Oh, this is for the target, is it? Does train should know?
This is just knife though. This is.
We're using this is in train transport though. Wait, what the hell?
No, it's just lib chef knife.
Why is it raising train transport's SSH PTY failed?
That's not right. That's a great question. Yeah, this is just knife. This is whatever net SSH or whatever we use for that.
This is just net SSH. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what we use, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just net SSH.
Yeah.
That's definitely not what should be raised then. Yeah, that should probably just be set to true then. And we would have to do it through documentation, because we don't know when we're just connecting out to a host, we don't know what its host type is. Even with train, you don't know until you actually connect, so you still wouldn't know. The only thing you could do is like try to SSH. If it fails, you could try with TTY false again. Like you could rescue a failure on TTY false.
I liked your idea earlier of tying it to the --sudo flag. I mean, the user knows if he's using sudo or if he's using SSH on Windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that wouldn't impact Windows ever, because you're never going to be sudoing.
I hope we will someday, but we're not there.
Yeah, not yet. Hopefully, that'd be cool. The question is there more places where you would need it than that? Like, would that actually catch all of them? I don't know.
Maybe you could kick it back to the user. He must know why he's doing this.
So I think the problem was we would just time out trying to request that. So, I mean, probably a better solution, set it to false, or sorry, keep the current default behavior. Try to set that TTY, and when it fails, like actually have a timeout on it, and fail with a message that says that you probably need to set it to false. Or just like time out gracefully and continue on. Well, like we could time box that setting of the TTY.
Okay, well, I made a bunch of comments more or less about that.
Does that, Lamont, did that idea of mine make sense though?
Yeah, see it, I threw it in the last sentence up there.
No. Yeah. I wonder though if we even need a worm, because if you just like, if we try to set TTY and it times out and we just continue on.
Yeah.
Same behavior is just, I mean, it's slow, right?
It'll stop. Yeah, that's the thing,
Yeah.
which is that it'll stop for, I don't know, 3 seconds or something like that. The thing is, you got to raise that timeout up to a reasonable amount to deal with overloaded systems and stuff like that.
You'd have to set it to like 5 seconds, and then you could just print like, hey, if you don't want to wait this 5 seconds, maybe try setting TTY false.
Exactly.
All right, we'll see what they come back with, and then that move from there. All right. Well, that was good to look at, even though it was a whip, because that needs some work. All right, where were we?
So, Pete, we looked at yours. You're probably not ready yet, or are you?
I haven't had a chance to make any changes.
Yeah.
All right, we can skip that one then. These Rel 8 ones, they're definitely not ready, but they do warrant a discussion about why they're not ready. So you can't see it here because it's not running through the CI system, but like these explode when they run through full CI. And they explode because like this is a system that actually has DNF, and all the DNF specs are failing because they're hard coded to the architecture of x86 in the strings they expect back, and they are not getting back x86 obviously. So before we can merge this, like this is ready to merge from the RelEng side of it, but like we have to rewrite all of our specs. Because yeah.
Maybe what I should do is I should work on the DNF, importing the yum package shit to DNF, and do this in the process.
If you want to do this first, that would probably be the best. Like,
well,
like this is one of those like Chef 16 bragging points is like Arch support, but like we can't say it if we don't have it.
Right. No, but the problem is like if you just go through and do this, then you kind of screw me later when I'm trying to sort out porting the yum stuff anyway.
Okay.
Because the more the DNF forks from yum, the worse that problem gets, right?
And so the yum is the gold standard at this point, right?
Currently, yeah, because DNF was written first, then it was ported to yum, then we fixed a shit ton of bugs.
Yeah, no, I remember. The bugs are great.
Now we have all those bugs still left in DNF.
How much work is that to do that realistically?
I don't exactly know. It should be reasonably just go through and
is that like two days work, 5 days work?
I mean, I think it's going to probably be more like a week of work with all the rest of the interruptions kind of shit.
Yeah.
And doing this.
Yeah, I mean, like no matter what, this has to get fixed.
Right.
So this is
a
time
like,
commit.
we have all these bugs, and we're starting to get a little more trickle of bugs coming in from DNF as people.
Well, yeah, everybody's using DNF.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So like we probably need DNF package for 16 as well as a selling point to have fixed all of those bugs and have 16.
Well, I mean, not as a selling point, but as a user pain point.
Well, yeah, but also
nobody in a sales motion knows about those bugs.
What's that?
You don't know about the bugs in a sales motion. We do need.
Well, no, not in terms of, well, okay, so not sales, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, like day-to-day user happiness with the product.
Yes.
Those should be fixed. The question is when, really. Yeah, I don't know. Thankfully, that's not a decision for me. That's a decision for the guy on the bottom of this video chat. But we do definitely need to get those specs fixed, no matter what. I wanted to look at.
There's piles of waiting on contributor now.
Yeah, there's a bunch. I wanted to look at some of this one. I was going to actually cherry pick out the things that are not breaking it because it breaks a bunch of specs.
Yeah.
A bunch of these things, like, I think we can merge right now.
Yep.
And we should figure out which ones we can merge and then figure out what's left over that breaks it and assign it to MSys.
Yep.
But yeah, there's some really good stuff in here. So
yes. There's like remove warnings on test runs. Yeah, please do that. Turn off warning.
That like giant blurb of text that you get before you run the specs. I'm so looking forward to not having that anymore.
Yeah,
like,
that's
entire
like,
massive command.
Yeah, I've just like the frog boiled there, so I've just like been looking at that get longer and longer. I never thought about doing anything about it.
Yeah, I didn't realize you could turn that off. I was like, oh, cool.
I never even thought about it. It was just like whatever.
Yeah. Ryan's like, what can I possibly fix on the specs? I'm like, I'm sure you'll find stuff. Don't worry. All right. So that was that one. This is more Rel 8 stuff. We're not, you know what? This one can get close. I'm just going to close this. This is not going to Chef 14. That's not going that far back.
Yeah, and why?
We'll backport that to 15, but that's not going back 14.
Do that. Why would you do that to yourself?
Nope, because getting that thing to build is probably not going to happen. All right, so mine's still someone on hold. I gotta sit down and actually finish that with all the interrupts. The SLES 11 stuff is basically still on hold. I need to respond to this guy about the PFX properties one. He pinged me in success. I don't believe we've gotten a response back from this guy still, which means we probably just have to recreate the work ourselves. Yeah, we're just gonna have to do it ourselves. And we're going to need to do that for work on Mac systems. All John stuff and Pete stuff. Kind of important to be able to install Xcode. I don't know if we have anything else. Like, did you get feedback to MSys on the Snap stuff?
No.
Yeah. This is like another one that like more and more people are using, and it's totally broken. Like, we got to get that working. And there's been that similar to DNF. There's that like slow trickle up of like people using that who are like, hey, it doesn't work. I think that's it, really. That we're talking.
Yeah.
Do we have any other repos we want to look at? What's up, dude? You gonna come hang out? Yeah, I'm in a meeting.
Yeah, we're not done yet.
We're not done. We got some time. We can look at issues. I'm not sure what issues are not triaged at this point. No, they're all triaged. Look at that. I've been triaging them as we go. So.
Yeah, you've been super firing issues off like crazy. It's not.
I have, because I want to actually track our problem. Like, we all know the problems, but nobody else does.
Yeah, the problem is that it makes it difficult to find anything. We just have an enormous backlog of.
Yes, there's pros and cons to that. Hold on a second. I need to remove a child.
Yeah, I've got project.
I showed up to discuss my PR, but I just realized you guys already addressed that before I showed up. So I'm I'll get out of here. Thanks for having me. See ya.
Yep, we talked about it.
Yep, thank you for the comments on sudo.
Is there another repository we'd like to look at here? I don't think we have anything. I can pull up. Oh, hi. I think I've merged most of those. Yep, those are all merged. Yeah, we don't.
I mean,
We probably don't have anything in Chefish or Chef Zero or anything else. So. Unless somebody's got something.
Whoa, May 12th, 2016. Yeah, there's nothing in Chefish.
Chef OSS practices. Let's go to projects. Let's go to
Isn't there like
Infra.
No, Chef Zero's not got any issues on it either.
Where's the things we own?
I thought I saw something that had a ton.
These are the things we own.
Whereas Chef Zero should be.
I don't think I have anything. That's.
Whereas Chef Zero should be in that.
Is Chef Zero not in that? I think Chef Zero is under server.
Yeah, it's not. It's us. There's also all the mixed lids.
That is under Foundation.
Oh. I mean,
AKA us.
right, us.
Yeah, Chef Zero's missing. That should get added. I can do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we can. I mean, I don't know if there's anything in the mix libs to look at, but we can look at that. Joys of coronavirus. I think we're good on most stuff. The cucumber one blows everything up. I don't think we've had anything in Shaw land. I can take a look at getting Tom's little dashboard going for our stuff, because that's more what would be useful, is like having a view of everything. I don't want to hit 40 repos one at a time and look for open PRs. That seems like a waste of time.
Yeah.
If anybody has anything else they'd like to look at, we can look at that. If not, I think we're done. Nothing? All right. That's it. Take it easy.